dust storm, man. Nobody calls Han Solo a bitch.
Bring him on. I prefer a straight fight to all the sneaking around.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
Oh, come on, bro. It's the wars.
All right, so last week we had a really great time and spent almost 2 hours talking about just 2 topics. This week we got like 7 topics, and we're going to try our best. This is The Wars and More. I'm Joe, and of course with me is my good buddy Doug. Hey, Doug, how you doing this week?
Doing pretty good, Joe. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
I think this might take us about 8 minutes. Yep.
It's light.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these, I mean, man, we're gonna read the title of the article and like that's it.
Pretty much. But hey,
you know, it's like they say don't focus on the headlines. You got to read the article. Well, when you put the whole story in the headline, is
that's pretty much how this week is. That's for sure. It's crazy.
So like let's just start with one, right?
Yeah, sure.
So Robert Rodriguez teases the Book of Boba Fett. It's going to blow your mind.
Wow.
Oh, cool. I got to check this out.
Absolutely.
I read the article.
Yeah.
He literally just said it's going to blow your mind.
Right. And then, he said something else too. No, I mean, you've got to give the whole story here.
Oh, yeah. It over-delivers. It over-delivers.
Right. Okay. And then one other thing, which was, I
can't say anything about it?
I can't say anything else. Yeah, exactly. It's the typical, Lucasfilm brush off there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So, thanks, Collider.
Yeah. I mean,
there was other stuff in there that they went over the volume again, which is not really something we need to rehash.
No, I don't think so either.
It's a lot of same old. Everybody's amazed by the volume.
Right. Now, I will say, I did think it was kind of interesting that from a filmmaker's point of view, right, he said he probably wouldn't use it in a feature film. And I never thought of it that way because, it's just so interesting that you can actually have these locations all on a soundstage. But the way he's putting it is, if I'm going to use one spot one time, there's no sense in putting in all the preliminary legwork into getting that background done for the volume just to use it that one time. If you're going to have a spot that you can use over and over, like on a weekly series or something, then it makes perfect sense. And I never thought about it that way.
Well, not only that, when you're doing a feature film, you typically have the budget to play around a little bit.
Sure.
And I have a feeling if you shoot this stuff in the volume, what you shoot's what you're going to get.
Oh, yeah.
There's not going to be going back and, reconfiguring shots with a green screen, right? Like you could with a green screen.
Right.
Like a green screen, you could go back in and retweak all that.
Yeah. That's something else that he did say about his style of filmmaking, too, is that sometimes he likes shooting in front of a green screen because he's not exactly quite sure what he's going to do with the background
right
at that moment, and he punts it until he just figures it out later. And it's like, really? Personally, I would be like, okay, I got to have all these details down here before I do anything because, but I don't know. Maybe you can freewheel more like that, like he's talking about. And, clearly he can do that and turn out excellent product. So,
I mean, that's how Star Wars did it for the first couple years, right? When Disney got them, like shoot a whole movie. Yeah, we didn't like that. Let's do it again.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I think there was a couple of those.
I mean, Rogue One, I think 2 shots from the trailer are actually in the movie.
Yeah.
2.
Might be a slight exaggeration, but
My bad. 2.5.
Yeah, okay.
I should have went the other way. It said, okay, 1.
Right.
I exaggerated and said 2. Yeah, I mean, it was interesting for that, but I mean, as far as the headline goes, the headline teases the Book of Boba Fett.
Right.
What do you tease?
Yeah, I know.
Because I mean, when the filmmaker says it's going to blow your mind, they all say that.
Exactly. I mean, that's his job right now,
I mean, I would be shocked. And you know what I would consider a tease? Is if a filmmaker come out and say it's going to suck.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That would be new.
Exactly. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of funny.
Yep.
Because it's, towing the same old company line there. Can't talk about it, but it's going to be great.
That's the way it goes, though, with Star Wars. It's just they just, especially lately, it's all under wraps.
Right.
All of it, like even the little stuff.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I don't know. They're kind of getting out of hand a little bit with all that.
I mean, I don't think they've even confirmed that Boba Fett's in this. Like, that's how crazy this is.
His name's on the title.
Yeah, but they said they were teasing this movie in this title, so.
Well. I don't know.
It's the Book of Boba Fett. It didn't say Boba Fett was in it.
Right. I like it.
He wrote a book, dude.
Just imagine Boba Fett sitting in a hot tub reading a book.
Yep. That's the only shot. He's sitting in a hot tub at the beginning, writing.
Exactly.
Then you don't see him again.
Somehow that works.
They didn't lie, right? It's the Book of Boba Fett.
Exactly.
I mean, hell, the first Godzilla remake movie, I mean, you didn't see Godzilla until the end.
Point.
All right. Well, we mentioned Rogue One. Look at that.
Oh yeah, that was an excellent segue,
Things
Joe.
come together.
Yeah.
So Donnie Yen shared his thoughts on returning to Star Wars.
Heck
So,
yeah.
He says, "Well, I would definitely consider it."
Okay. I don't know. It
I mean, he
seems like
said more, but it was pretty much that.
it seems like it's kind of lacking enthusiasm there. I'm not sure.
But he says, "I had a great time shooting Rogue One, and I guess people like my character. It really depends. You don't know what they're thinking. I leave it up to Disney to sort it out. We'll see. I believe in destiny. A lot of times what brings people together in one film..." Wait, what? A lot of times what brings people together in one film, it's all about timing and destiny. I thought he was going to say something like divides them in the next one.
Right. Kind of makes sense. That makes sense more than what he said. But
it's Star Wars, so like the things that bring people together in one film also divided a bunch of people. That same thing,
right, exactly.
So, I mean, it's limited on how they could bring him back, right? It's all before Rogue One.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking a la Cassian,
Right.
But it would have to be a different series or something. Can't be in the Cassian series.
Yeah, and I mean, it would have to be like Anakin and Grievous in the Clone Wars. Like, they can't ever see each other.
Right. That too. Now, I think they could just do something completely different. We haven't seen Visions yet, but, he'd be the perfect live action type of character for something like that. Something that, because he's got the martial arts skills and stuff,
Yeah.
Almost kind of make a, live action anime type, show, a la Cowboy Bebop that they're doing, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I thought their characters were interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a story
Guardian,
there, right? Yeah, there's a story how they came to be. They talked about it and stuff, but it'd be nice to see it for sure.
Yeah, they got this whole Wills thing that just is like still floating out there, right?
Uh huh.
Like, what is this?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's something I'd like to see them revisit and kind of dive into a little more.
And if Lucasfilm figured they could do this show, Donnie Yen, I'd consider it.
Yep.
That's funny.
I like it. He's like, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is way different than the next guy we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Elijah Wood.
Wait. There's no hobbits in Star Wars.
There are no hobbits in Star Wars.
Sorry.
But so it sounds like he's ready to be in a bigger franchise again. So kind of got out of that franchise slump that people always get into after doing a big franchise.
Right.
You know, Lord of the Rings, he was like, screw franchises, right? Like,
exactly.
You know, the same thing happened with really everybody in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Daniel Radcliffe and Harry Potter, right? He's like,
yes.
I think they just asked him like if he would come back for like a reunion something. He's like, no. He didn't just say no. He had some elaborate excuse as to why he doesn't want to do it. But anyway, back to Elijah Wood. So the two franchises he said he'd be interested in, coming into was Star Wars and Marvel.
Right.
A lot of money in that Disney scene.
That's for sure. Yes.
But I mean, he's not. Apparently, he's a huge Star Wars fan.
Right.
So he said
he says as much. Yeah.
He said I haven't had a chance to play in a giant sandbox in a while. He says Star Wars gets precedent because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And then he said, so more of that, certainly in the live action sphere, would be awesome. More of that being he's already ventured into Star Wars a little bit. So he voiced, what's his name?
Oh, man.
Ruckin? The pilot in
Resistance, right?
Resistance, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Ruckin.
I forget the name.
Like
I forget the name. I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah. Yeah.
So, already got a little Star Wars on the resume.
Right.
But he said, working on a Marvel film, obviously that's a decent second place.
Yeah. I mean, could be interesting. I'm not sure. Where. I mean, Star Wars is huge, right? But for me, mainly because he's, so high profile. You know what I'm saying? It's like where do you put him in Star Wars? It's for me.
Yeah,
I'd have a hard time like figuring that out.
There's that distraction factor, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's like we had a conversation off mic about Will Smith and the first Suicide Squad.
Right. Yes.
About how that was kind of distracting. Like they really wanted to focus on Will Smith because you got Will Smith, right?
Exactly.
You don't want to waste that opportunity. You have Will Smith.
Yep.
So you end up overdoing it a little bit. So there's always that risk, that distraction factor.
Absolutely. That could be a problem. I mean, it was, it's very possible that it could be done right. I can't figure out how to do it right now. That's my thing. I can't. I
mean, the Frodo Jedi memes would be strong. I'm just saying.
Yeah, true. That is true.
There'll be plenty of memes recreating the end of the Lord of the Rings where Frodo has a lightsaber.
Oh, yes.
And like cuts Sam in half and keeps the ring.
Yes. The ring's dropping and he uses the force to pull it back.
Yoink.
Yep. Psych.
It's amazing how a little bit of the force and a lightsaber completely changes the outcome.
Exactly. Yeah. This thing is way better.
They gave me that little glowing dagger. Like, what the hell? Like, this one glows because it's badass. That one glowed because you better run.
Right.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to run if you had a lightsaber.
Exactly.
Just make a orc body part factory over there. Like,
Right. Oh.
yeah. So
Interesting, though. Yeah. I mean, you know, I don't know. Everybody's going to want to get in on Star Wars, right? I mean, they're doing stuff now with a lot of the stuff that we're seeing on Disney Plus that could be. And I'm kind of thinking that maybe some of these actors are starting to think like a couple months back, Ewan McGregor was talking about, right? Like, he's like, yeah, I love working in the volume, right? I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to go out on location to shoot, nothing like that. I can just go to work and come back home and I'm done for the day, kind of thing. It almost makes you wonder if some of these actors that have been in this for long enough are like, yeah, I'm kind of like burnt out on the travel, and if maybe they just want to do that sort of thing now. Yeah,
everybody's like, wait, I can ate and skate as an actor? Like,
exactly. I just wonder, because the one thing that we talked about it already today, but this volume, right? The one thing that they stress about it is like, you can be in any environment here. And, I imagine for that industry, that's got a lot of people scratching their chin going, huh, yeah, I need to be in that. It's, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, you mean I can be in the desert without sweating my ass off in the desert?
Exactly. That sort of thing.
Yeah. That would definitely be a perk.
It would definitely be a perk.
All right. So, steer it off Star Wars for a minute.
Okay.
So, DC. So, DC kind of did it. They released a little tease for their convention coming up, DC Fandom.
Okay.
And just kind of teased, like, some of the things that are going to be present at this year's show. First up, the big one, obviously, the first actual trailer for the Batman.
Oh, nice.
We all want to see this, right? Like,
yes.
If you're into superheroes and comic books and things like that, you're excited to see this trailer for the Batman. Either for you're just kind of wondering how he's going to work out as Batman.
Right.
Curious on if this is going to fall flat on its face, or if it's going to be as people call it, Heath Ledger moment, right? Like a performance you didn't see coming.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably going to be something like that. It's going to be a performance you didn't see coming.
Right.
Or it could suck. I don't know. It could end up being George Clooney, like. I know that probably struck a chord right there, right?
No, it's not a striking a chord. It's I don't know. Those are the Batmans from my era, like all of them back then. I don't know.
That one was bad though.
They were all bad. I mean,
well, there's that, but that one was. So yeah, some of the other like films that they're teasing. Look at Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam. So
okay, wow.
Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Interesting.
The Flash. So that's another upcoming movie I'm excited to see.
Sure.
Especially with everything it seems like they're putting into that. Isn't Michael Keaton showing up in that? And
really?
Yeah, because he's going to be traveling through the multiverse.
Oh.
Whatever they call it.
Interesting. Okay.
So, yeah, like he'll go to an alternate universe where Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne.
That's amazing.
just DC's way of like, wiping the slate clean, but still making everything canon.
Yeah, I like it.
A look at Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I mean, I like the first Aquaman movie.
Yes.
I thought it was one of the best of the DCEU so far.
It was pretty good, gotta say. I liked it.
Which is different, which was surprising, because if you watch Big Bang Theory, you think, man, Aquaman sucks.
Yeah, that was before the movie came out. Before we had Jason Momoa playing him.
Right. So, and then Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I hear good things about Shazam. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I did see it. The one that's out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Heard
good.
good things.
It was good. It was it was nothing like earth shattering, but it was good. It was a decent movie to sit down and watch sometime. Yeah.
And then the one that kind of shocked me, I didn't know they were working on this. I don't know if it was announced beforehand or not, but Peacemaker. So there's going to be a HBO Max spinoff, from the Suicide Squad.
Really?
Yeah, following Peacemaker. And it's looking like James Gunn's going to be a part of it. And it will be starring John Cena.
Wow.
I find this intriguing just because, one, John Cena wasn't as terrible as I thought he was going to be.
This is true. Kind of worked out in that movie.
I mean, that's the thing with the professional wrestlers, right? Like, it's always a crapshoot
It is.
on whether they're going to be good or it's going to be awful.
Right.
I mean, Batista showed up for Guardians. That was good.
Yeah.
The Rock, he's solid in everything he does for some reason.
Right.
But, I think you got to think back a little bit. I think back to like Hulk Hogan's movies, right? Like, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's rough.
I think there's other wrestlers along the way that have been in movies, and it's just not good.
Agreed.
Cena had acting experience before. I think he did a movie called The Marine or something like that. I never saw it.
Yeah, me neither.
I didn't give it a chance because it's like another wrestler movie. And I think it was even one of those WWE or WWF at the time, whatever, productions, right? It was their studios making movies, and those were just
Oh, yeah. Those yeah. That sort of thing is probably not high on the list of, must see.
right. So yeah, when I saw him announced in the Suicide Squad, I was like, oh, really, another one of these guys?
Right.
And he was actually pretty good. So another exceeding expectations moment, right?
Yeah.
So, and there's tons of other stuff, like different comic book things, other, TV and animation stuff, like what was it, Lois and Clark, Flash. So the CW series, The Flash, Supergirl, Batwoman. So yeah,
You say Lois and Clark?
Superman and Lois.
Superman and Lois. Okay. I was going to say, Dean Cain's coming back?
No,
Terry
no.
Hatcher? Okay.
Nope, just mixing up my titles because
I will say,
Superman and Lois.
I did watch Lois and Clark way back, and it's decent.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. But I hear good things about Superman and Lois. Another thing I haven't watched.
Right. Same here.
So there's just too much stuff to watch now.
I'm telling you. This is a problem. It's a good problem, but it's a problem.
Right. So yeah, October 16th, when that takes place, definitely looking forward to that. The Batman trailer. Another different take on Batman.
Right.
Young Batman this time.
Yeah, and the one hope that I have is that maybe this could be kind of like a prelude to some longevity in one Batman lasting a while. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Keep him around for a minute.
Yeah.
Age with him.
Yes, exactly. Kind of write stories around that, maybe.
I mean, if the news stories are any indication of that, I don't see this lasting that long.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all rumor, right? No one knows for sure what's happening on the set and the behind the scenes stuff. Pedro Pascal's been quitting The Mandalorian for 2 seasons already.
Right.
He's quit season 3 now. Yeah, they weren't even done with season 1, and he was like quitting because he didn't want to keep the helmet on.
Yeah.
So, now he's doing other stuff, so he quit again. So who knows what's actually going on? It's all for clicks, right?
Exactly.
All right. Yeah. That's what's happening in DC.
Have something to add to the conversation? Or you just want to let us know how we're doing? Email us, show@thewarsandmore.com. That's the best place to get in on the action. But if social media is a little more to your liking, @TheWarsandMore on Twitter is always a good place to interact with us. And we're also on Facebook, facebook.com/TheWarsandMore. And of course, your portal to this and everything else, The Wars and More, is thewarsandmore.com.
All right, so one thing we've been covering a decent amount over the last few weeks is, Disney theme parks and the quest for money.
Yes. Yes.
More money is the...
Uh-huh.
We talked about the hotel and the just crazy prices there.
Yeah.
And one thing that's come up quite a bit is I like to compare Disney to Cedar Point, which is the theme park around us, right?
Right.
And I always complained about the fast lane pass at Cedar Point and how Disney was always doing it right because they have their fast pass. It's free. You can do it in the app, or you can go to the little booths that they used to have and get the ticket and come back at a predetermined time and you get a shorter wait.
Right.
It was fantastic. It made things flow. You got to do more things throughout the day.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they've decided that being free is not a good business move.
Yeah.
So Disney's ditching the free fast pass. And
Yes.
instead, what's up?
No, I just said yes. Instead
they're going to a paid version.
right. I believe this is going to be called Disney Genie Plus, right? Is that right?
There was Genie and Genie Plus or something like that.
Right.
It was tiered in some way. I didn't really fully understand it. It's kind of confusing.
It's it is the whole thing is very confusing. So let me just preface this with we're going to reserve the right to be wrong on this, but we're going to try and give you our best understanding as far as what Disney's doing, because it is a little confusing.
Yeah, the best way I can describe it is it's tiered. There's Disney Genie, right? Which is their complimentary service. It's free. You can use this app and it helps you plan out your day. It's basically a day planner.
Right, like an itinerary maker kind of thing. Yeah.
And it's going to, give you what the wait times are and things like that. And I'm guessing it's even going to give you when something's busy, when something's not, so you can move things around to try and minimize how much time you're standing in line. So it's a pocket planner.
Yeah.
For Disney.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yes. So Disney Genie
they had
Plus.
that.
Right. Yes, they did. The plus, I guess, is I'm going to read what it says right here. This popular attraction upcharge. Pay an a la carte price per ride to experience the most popular attractions in Disney World. So, as I understand that, you pay each time you want to get like the quote unquote fast lane or fast pass per ride. Like every time you want to, I don't know that.
I didn't think it was per ride. I thought it was, it was like $15 or $20 or something like that.
Right.
Per day. And like, you could only pick one ride at a time.
Yes. One ride at a time. Yep.
I didn't think that was $15 per ride.
Okay. One ride at a time for as many of the included attractions as you'd like. For parks. So that is for, they will include attractions like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, and Haunted Mansion. This other thing, I believe, is the next tier. So, okay, let's see. The attractions featured in these two paid options will not be the same. Not so popular rides will be included on the base price of Disney Genie Plus, or you can wait in standby line for free. Popular rides, you gotta pay separately to ride, or stand in the standby line for free.
Oh, okay, so there are pay by ride, right? Like
right. The price for the popular ride a la carte option will vary depending on the date, attraction, and park, which means the more in demand the ride, the more it'll cost you to ride. Yep, your favorite Disney rides could now have surge pricing.
Oh, nice. That's smart.
Isn't that even better?
Yeah.
So if you pick the wrong day to go, it'll cost you more.
Anything to squeeze those extra pennies out, right? Like,
exactly. Let's see.
Like, oh, if that $17 beer just pissed you off, then you know what? We got something for you.
Right. Let's see.
What was that? I got like a hamburger for like $12 and it was terrible.
This is true. I mean, you know. So I don't know. That's kind of what I was getting out of this. I'm I'm getting the impression that, you know, you're gonna pay for the service, right? And then you could be charged even more if it's a busy day. You know what I'm saying? Because it just
Are there not busy days?
I know, but you know, that's all on their perspective. It's like,
You know, I guess that's not fair. Like for the other parks, like Hollywood Studios, things like that, there are days that aren't busy. You know, there are
Right.
days where it's not bad, but on those days you don't care about waiting in line because it's 20 minutes,
right.
30 minutes.
Yep.
But there is no such thing as a slow day at Magic Kingdom. No such thing. I've
Right.
never been in there and not been just packed in like sardines.
That is true.
You know, so yeah, Magic Kingdom's always crazy. So surge pricing all the time.
Well, and it's going to be, you know, for the most popular rides. Anything. I'm sorry. I'm coming at this from a Star Wars fan perspective, right? Anything that you might want to like go ride, which is all the new stuff, the new Star Wars stuff, I'm sure is going to be a part of this. And I'm blanking on the name of the ride now.
Smuggler's Run and Rise of the Resistance?
Rise of the Resistance. I will bet you that one is going to cost you every time right now.
Yes.
Which, you know, I've never been the type of person who's got to be the first on the block to play a video game or something like that. But It just drives me a little insane that they're going to, for those who feel like they need to be that person, they're going to kind of take advantage of their desire to like be first in line. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just bugs me.
Now, the one thing I will say that they seem to be not making the mistake of doing is, one, it's you're booking one at a time. Okay.
Right.
You have to book them in advance. You're not just getting in line. Like at Cedar Point, it's this endless loop of people who have the fast lane, leaving the ride, getting back in line, and riding it again. You're seeing the same people ride this thing 4 or 5 times before you get up there.
Right.
So
now,
that's disheartening, right?
You did mention the cost of these at Cedar Point. How much about were they?
So they're fast lane. So it depends on the day.
Right, of course.
Okay, I think during the week, fast lane's $75 and fast lane plus is $90 or $85.
Okay.
And then on the weekends, it's like $95 and $125.
Okay. So this says at Disney World, the cost of Disney Genie Plus will be $15 per ticket per day.
Right.
And at Disneyland, $20 per ticket per day. And so in comparison, that doesn't sound too bad. Right. But it's going to, if you're in with a party of 4, and I don't know how much it's going to cost per ride selection, because all of that stuff will be able to be done through the app or whatever,
Right.
Which also kind of takes away your and yeah, I know you're on vacation and it doesn't matter, just spend whatever and worry about it later. But it's kind of like, if you're going to try and be a responsible with your money type of person, this is
well,
not very helpful.
I mean, if you're trying to be responsible with your money, you already made a poor decision by going to Disney World.
Of course. Yes.
But I understand what you're saying. And these things compile, right? It's like, oh, what's the extra $15?
Right.
Well, that it builds up. If you got $15 for this, and now you need to pay, say they start making it to where if you want priority reservations at restaurants, you can pay.
Right.
Do this, you can pay. And the problem is, once you do these priority things, you can't get in unless you do it.
Exactly.
It makes these lines so ridiculous because they're not going to turn away people that want to pay to do something. So it ends up becoming overflowed.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
I mean, if you think that Disney's going to say, oh no, we can only sell so many per hour. It's wrong.
Right. Okay. So here's what attractions will be included with this individual purchase option. Okay. We're talking Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at Magic Kingdom, Radiator Springs Racers at Disney California Adventure Park, Rise of the Resistance, Web Slingers in Disney California Adventure Park, and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure in Epcot.
So these are the pay.
Yes.
Pay to ride.
Yes. These are the ones that are like
high volume.
High, yeah. Well, high demand. Yeah.
High demand.
Yeah.
Actually, they're probably so. The problem is they're high demand and they're actually low volume. Like they can't get as many people in.
Exactly. That's
because that minecart ride, if I remember right, it's only like 3 or 4 cars.
Yes. This is
for a roller coaster is ridiculously small.
This is something that some of the we'll call them the Disney YouTubers, right? We're talking about, and they were complaining about the fact that back in the day, this was something that Disney really considered, right? Like, you want to get more people through an attraction, you you don't put all the guests into a theater and play a whole show before them. You put them into theater seating, play a scene of the show, rotate the theater to the next scene, and then the next group of people is on the first scene. You know what I'm saying? They were innovative in doing things like that, which they can't understand why they weren't really thinking that way with a lot of these newer rides. So,
well, they got so caught up in how good they are that it started to become more about aesthetic than it did about function.
Yeah.
How great can we make this look? How amazing can we make this experience? I mean, that's cool and all, but you also got to consider how many people can you get to witness it. Like, it doesn't matter how good it is if no one gets to see it.
Right.
So,
all right. Let's see. I wanted to throw this out. How many individual attraction selections can you make per day? Guess we'll be able to schedule a time to ride up to 2 high-demand attractions each day and use the Lightning Lane entrance during their scheduled time to ride.
okay, so for right now, they are limiting it.
It looks like these 2 attractions can be at different parks if you have a park hopper.
Well, that's good that they're going to limit that. We'll see how long they keep it limited, because
Right.
all these things, like the Cedar Point one used to be limited. Like, it's not anymore.
See, and if it's not, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because, then you're just walking into the park at a disadvantage if you don't have this thing, right? I mean,
Right. I mean, they used to scan. There used to be a barcode on there. You used to scan it, and you could only do it so much.
okay, I see.
They still limit how many they sell per day, I think.
Okay,
But they don't limit how much you can use it. You can just get out of line and get back in.
I see.
So, all right, moving on.
Yes.
Moving on. So, the Mandalorians won another award I've never heard of.
Yes, it has. This is a good way for us to learn about all these awards that are out there.
Yeah, what is this? This is the Hollywood Critics Association of the United States of America and Associated Territories, and
Something like that.
it's the Hollywood Critics Association TV Awards.
Right. Yeah. The Mandalorian won Best Streaming Series. So, not going to disagree there.
No, I mean, they obviously have good taste.
They have good taste. But I got to say, this picture that I see of Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau accepting these awards from their homes on a Zoom call or something. It's like they are quite literally phoning it in now. It's yeah, thanks. Okay, good. Yep.
I'm not going to another one.
Exactly. I could just imagine these guys like, man, another award. Come on, I got work to do. It's horrible.
This is why season 3 is delayed.
Exactly.
They're still getting their damn awards for season 2.
Exactly. I love it.
It's crazy how many award shows there are now. Like,
it is.
I mean, we keep really banging on this, like, every week it seems.
Yeah. I'm sure these guys feel like it's a great honor and everything, but it's like, there used to be like, what, 3?
Yeah.
I mean, that I ever knew of. There was the Academy Awards, the Golden Globes, and the Emmys, done. But yeah, now, I don't know.
Yeah, now next week's the people who watch Disney Plus once a week awards. Like,
yes. All right. I think we could do this, Joe.
yeah,
Yeah.
like our own award show.
We should definitely do our own award show. I love it.
Oh man. I mean, no one will come, but
This is true. No, it'll be an online thing. you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we have to do video?
We could do that.
Oh, okay.
Got a smartphone.
You got to make sure that like you're like under your face a lot of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, holding it wrong, like
It might take me a minute to get the right angle figured out, but yeah, we could do.
You got to
this.
get it to where you can only see one eye. Like,
I love it.
all right. So what do we have? Do we have trophies or like?
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Like a soccer trophy?
We could do that. Yeah. We could just paint it or something. I don't know.
It's already gold, man. Like, roll with it. Just glue a little popcorn bucket on the soccer ball or something.
I like that. That's good. It's real good. Maybe we just
although if we glue it on a soccer ball, it looks like the guy's kicking the popcorn bucket like he's pissed off.
Oh, that's it. You just hit on the.
We'll call it "I Hate This Shit" award.
That's right. I love it. Okay. Look for that coming to you. Never. Okay.
Yep. I wouldn't hold your breath, but you never know.
Exactly. You never know.
You might tune in, early next year, like, holy shit, they did.
Exactly.
I'll get one of those tuxedo shirts.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Perfect attire for our award show.
But I'll sew on a TIE fighter for the bow tie. Like,
nice. I like it. All right. So I got one last thing I wanna get your thoughts on here tonight, Joe.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because, I like video games and all, okay? But I think we all know that you really like video games. So I ran across this, since it was, we had to really figure out what we were going to talk about tonight. So I ran across this and it just kind of struck me. I thought, well, this might be something good to throw by Joe here. IGN had an article up. It's the 10 best Star Wars video games. So I guess we're going to run down this list and get your thoughts on it.
Ever?
Like ever. Yeah.
So I'm going to bed angry tonight. This is what you're telling me.
It might be the case, might not. I don't know. I will say I was surprised at the ranking of a couple of these. So we'll just let that go and we'll see what you think here.
Okay. Hit me.
All right. So number 10, we have Super Star Wars Return of the Jedi from the Super Nintendo system, 1994.
I mean, okay.
Right. That's kind of how I felt about that one too. It was like, yeah all right. Yeah. Kind of makes sense. Number 10, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. That one actually, I'm not
You're not too upset about it.
Not too upset about that.
Right. Well, everything changed for me with number 9. So, number 9, it is Star Wars Dark Forces, 1995. This was a computer game.
Yes.
I gotta say, this is probably, for me, my first real foray into first person.
Right.
And, I really dug this game. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it on the best ever list.
Oh, really? You don't think it belongs?
The top 10? I mean, maybe.
For me, it was as much about the story that went with the game than the game.
Yeah. I guess the thing for me is, like, I played, some newer Star Wars games before I went back to this, right? Like, this is not one I played. This is not one I played back in the day.
I played this back in the day. Like, it was when it was out fresh. Yes.
Right. So
So yeah, that's why I said, that's why I kind of reshifted my stance and said, okay, maybe I could see this being in the top 10. Maybe I was a little jaded by playing in modern graphics and things like that.
Sure.
Going back.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense to me. Okay. I don't know. For me, my nostalgia, I guess, ranks it higher than where they're ranking it. Okay. So, number 8. Star Wars Battlefront 2. 2005. PS2, Xbox.
Wait, which one?
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yes. What year?
2005.
Okay, so the old one.
Yes.
Okay, yes, I agree with this.
Okay. Wow. All right.
I thought you were talking about the new Battlefront 2 for a second. I was like, what?
No. No, not
like, it's good, but damn.
Right?
It is not better than that one.
Right.
No, I mean, those Battlefront games, they were groundbreaking.
Right.
Like, that was next level. Yeah. So, yeah, that definitely deserves to be there.
Okay. So, number 7, Star Wars Republic Commando, 2005.
Okay, another game I do love.
Yes, that is an excellent game.
So, I agree with this one. The Republic Commando is a very fun game. I just ventured back into it, too, because it was on Games with Gold for Xbox Live.
Right.
Not long ago. And I picked it back up and started playing it again. I'm like, this is a good game.
Right. Yeah. You told me about that. I totally forgot about it and missed out on it. So. Okay. Number 6. A little surprise for me. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Number 6.
Number 6.
Yeah.
Best games ever. I really want to know.
Yeah. What top 5 are?
What the top 5 are. Jedi Fallen Order is a fantastic game.
Right.
I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know how I feel about the overall story.
Right.
But what I've seen so far, I really enjoy. When you're doing a best ever list, though,
yeah, it's tough, isn't it? It's like,
it's tough. I mean, has this gotten the merit to be in that list yet?
right. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like,
I'm waiting to see what's omitted here.
oh, yeah. Let's just move on to number 5. Okay. You're probably going to be able to think of some things. I'm just saying. Number 5 is Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2, Rogue Leader for the GameCube.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I didn't play this one a lot because I didn't have a GameCube.
nor did I, to be honest. So,
I really played the first Rogue Squadron a lot.
mm-hmm.
So that was on N64, right?
Right. Yes.
So yes, the second one I think was more of the same, just a little updated, if I'm remembering it correctly. Because, like I said, I only dabbled in this because playing on a friend's console,
Right.
So yeah, I mean, the Rogue Squadron games were fantastic. So
Right. Okay. Number 4 is Star Wars Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast.
okay,
2002. So,
I mean,
Cal-
it's cool. These games were a little weird.
a little weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
because these are the ones that you would be a Jedi with a blaster, right? Like it was.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
It was a little jarring at the time.
right.
I mean, Luke had one, but I mean,
And that's kind of where,
once he went full lightsaber mode, you never seen him use it again.
right. But that's where it kind of didn't bother me too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that was a thing. But yeah, I don't know. For me, I would kind of like swap that with the other one.
Which other one?
Dark Forces. Personally, I would swap those.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
You've moved Dark Forces up that high.
Yeah.
Okay.
just because of the, for Star Wars gaming, you kind of had that Doom style innovation, kind of thing. So I don't know.
Right.
All right, here you go. You ready? Number 3.
So here we go. Bronze medal. Here we go.
Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga.
Piss off.
Thank you very much. Okay, good. That's exactly what I thought. Yes.
Okay, now here's where does it continue to get bad like this?
Not forever.
Okay. Okay, yeah, we can move on to number 2.
All right. Yeah.
I
know.
I have no words for that.
Okay.
This is number 3 on the 10 best Star Wars games ever.
Ever. Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Right. So
Now,
yeah.
if they would rewrite this article to like the 10 best grossing games Star Wars,
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
yeah. Come on. Best.
All right. Number 2, Star Wars TIE Fighter. 1994.
They went with TIE Fighter. I was wondering which one of these was going to make it onto the list. Was it going to be X-Wing?
Right.
Is it going to be TIE Fighter? It's going to be X-Wing versus TIE Fighter.
Now, I got to be honest. I really didn't play these too much. I never had computers that would do these very well,
Right.
At least back then, right? So I always heard good
there
stuff
are
about.
some notables here that I'm like, what is number 1 now? Can I take a stab at it?
Yeah, I was going to ask you to.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say that the number 1 game of all time is probably Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
That's everybody's number 1.
Yes.
Why Lego Star Wars is in there and The Force Unleashed is not?
Right.
I'm sorry, without what happened in Force Unleashed, you don't have Fallen Order.
Right. This is where I'm coming from with, there's. I'm sorry, but the number 10 game, the Return of the Jedi game, okay, yeah, it's great and all, but
The Force Unleashed changed
Unleashed.
lightsaber combat
Yes.
in Star Wars video games forever.
Yes.
Say what you will about the story. I know a lot of people are hung up on the story. They don't like this whole Vader with the clones thing, which whatever, that's to each their own.
Exactly.
You cannot argue the gameplay merit of that game.
Right.
How
Again-
smooth it was with what you could do with lightsaber combat and force abilities. Yeah.
Just like what I was talking about with Dark Forces, right? The innovation in gaming, in Star Wars gaming, right?
Right.
The new way of being able to tell a story there. You got that same thing with Force Unleashed, right? It was I don't know. Both of those in my mind belong pretty high on this list.
Right.
Like I said, I would probably put Dark Forces number 4. That number 3 spot where there's Legos. Yeah. Force Unleashed belongs there. In my opinion.
Right. I mean, definitely not Lego Star Wars.
Right.
I mean, wow. I mean, Lego Star Wars, I can think of 100 games that I'd put in front of that,
Exactly. And it's nothing against Legos, but I mean, I don't know. It's a different type of gaming. And it's
I would put the new Battlefront 2 in front of Lego Star Wars. Right?
absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. That was an excellent game. I love playing that game.
I mean, I would put the Revenge of the Sith game in front of that.
Right.
I think that was PlayStation and Xbox, like the first iteration of those.
Right.
Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, was fantastic. Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. When I saw
I gotta
that,
say, I am surprised that there was only one real mind-blowing one on here for me. It's funny because it's so predictable that everyone who writes about this is going to make Knights of the Old Republic the number one Star Wars game.
That is kind of what I keyed in on too, right? That was very predictable. The Legos thing, I knew you'd hate. Because of course I did too, but
right.
I actually, you said it, but it's not getting you all bent out of shape like I thought it would. That you think there's more deserving games to be on this list than what are there, and
I just don't know how you can omit The Force Unleashed from a top 10 Star Wars games ever.
Right.
I mean, just the way it changed how you could fight in a Star Wars game.
Not only that, but the longevity of playability in that game.
It still holds up.
Yes.
It still holds up. And you have Jedi Fallen Order out there, which expanded on what The Force Unleashed introduced.
Right.
I'm blown away by that. And maybe this is their, they didn't want to do The Force Unleashed and Jedi Fallen Order because of the similarities between the two. And I think if that's the decision you're making, you have to boot Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Like but then again, you're not doing the 10 best Star Wars games ever. You're doing the 10 best Star Wars games as long as we separate them into several different genres.
Exactly.
Because I mean, why do you even put TIE Fighter on there then? Why don't you put Squadrons on there? Because Squadrons,
right?
I mean, Squadrons is a very fun game to play.
And that was another one that I actually thought, that one's not there. Interesting. So
I mean, Squadrons doesn't deserve to be on the top 10.
Okay.
I'm just using it to make a point.
Sure.
Like, if that's your decision making for putting Jedi Fallen Order on there and not The Force Unleashed, I mean, because let's be real. I mean, Dark Forces is not a better game than The Force Unleashed.
No. Certainly not.
It's just, what did it do at the time?
Yep.
Obviously, story plays a role in that decision making, but you can't. If you're talking video games, story isn't everything here.
It's not everything, but
because it's a video game. Because why not just make a list of the best Star Wars, film? Like, because if you're only going with the story, I mean, you're basically breaking it down to film.
Right. It is a part of it, though. I mean,
it's definitely got to play a role in it.
Sure.
I mean, if the story's absolute garbage, then it's not worth playing.
Exactly. But
yeah,
I don't know. I saw the list, dude. I thought, wow, I got to run this by Joe because,
I mean, and to say Lego Star Wars for a start, I mean, that's a Lego game. It's not a Star. I mean, it's got the same playability as Lego Harry Potter, as
exactly
Lego, Spider-Man, as Lego this, Lego that.
Yep.
I cannot believe, and to be that high.
Right.
Like, if it's 10, it's a travesty.
Personally, I think you could put something like that as, okay, you have a top 10 list and here's an honorable mention,
Yeah. If it's 10, it's absurd.
Right.
If it's 3, it's a travesty, and you probably did it for advertising.
Yes. I could see that. Yep.
So, yeah. Wow. Yeah. That one bugs me.
As I knew it would. Sorry about that.
That's all right. All right. Well, if you have anything to add, you can always email us, show@thewarsandmore.com. It's the best way to get a hold of us. But we're also on social media. We're at The Wars and More on Twitter, facebook.com/thewarsandmore. You can find all that and all the ways to find the show over at thewarsandmore.com. Any final thoughts this week, Doug?
No, I think that about covers it.
All right. We will talk next week.